In this video, we assemble and review the Petsafe Dog Barrier, which we purchased after our WeatherTec dog barrier broke, in this brand new video from Golden Canine Campers.
Hey everybody!
Hi!
So today we're doing something a little bit different. If you remember, I did a kind of a review of dog barriers about a month ago. So on our trip to the Grand Canyon, we stopped really quick and Sandy ran into the dog barrier and...
Well, she was already pushing against the dog barrier, and then when we stopped short, she really flew into the dog barrier.
Yeah, she flew into the dog barrier and did, you know, our dog barrier comes loose occasionally, and so I didn't think it was any big deal. So then when I tried to get it back together, I noticed that it had broke, and so a piece of plastic had broken off the bottom of it. And so it was at that point that I updated my review and I said that I can't really recommend the WeatherTec dog barrier anymore. And so I actually bought a brand new dog barrier. And so the dog barrier that I got was the Happy Ride metal dog barrier. It's made by Petsafe. I think Petsafe is a company out of China. This is metal, so this is significantly heavier than the WeatherTec dog barrier. I was happy with that. I'm hoping it's going to be a little more sturdy and it won't collapse or fall over if Sandy runs into it. And so we'll see. I've heard that it makes a rattling sound. We'll see if that's actually the case after we get it installed. But we're going to go ahead and open it up, and after we get everything spread out and we have the directions ready to go, we'll be back. Okay? Bye. So this is what it looks like packed inside the box. And so, yeah, it's a nicely packing job. Pretty compact, and some things are protected. So we'll see.
And show the helpers.
And here's all of our helpers. Sandy is stuffing off. She's the supervisor. We gotta call the supervisor for Sandy. Okay, so this is everything on the floor, and so it looks like we have all the pieces and parts, so that's good.
Yep, so we checked the list.
Checked the list.
We checked all the parts.
And then here's the user manual right here. And so now we'll get started on the user manual, and we'll see how hard this is to put together.
And we see Jake is already helping out.
No, he's trying to find something he can put in his mouth.
Yeah.
I will say I noticed that these things do kind of rattle, so maybe that's what they're talking about. We'll see if it actually rattles when we put it together in the car. But now we're gonna check out the user's manual and start putting this together. Okay, so we went ahead and installed these little caps over the top of the bars, and then we installed these clamps, which don't fit very tight.
They're not tight yet.
Yeah, over the bars. So that's our progress so far.
And it said to put them mirroring each other like this.
Okay, so our next step was to take a small screw and then position that hexagonal portion of the screw through the hexagonal portion of the clamp, and then secure a wing nut to the other end. Okay, so we got that done. Okay, so our next step was to take the large wing nut here and to install it onto the threaded bar, and then put the round what is that called?
End cap.
The round end cap over the top of it. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, so our next step of the process was to take this clamp right here and to put a large hexagonal bolt through it.
And then align this.
What's that?
Align this.
Yeah, align it to the hexagonal hole. And then we take the bars and put them inside of the clamps, and then take one of the clamps and put it on the extendable part of the bar. Okay, so we've got that done.
So this was the next part, was to take the other half of this little clamp thing and put it right on top of this bolt, and then secure it with a wing nut. And that went pretty easy.
All right, so the next step is you get the round
The round
feet.
one goes on the bottom.
The round feet goes on the bottom, and then you adjust the wing nut so that it fits tightly, so that this other foot is up on the top, and then you adjust the wing nut so that it's nice and tight.
Snug.
Yeah, and so it's yeah, pretty secure. I'll probably need to tighten that down just a little bit more, but it's pretty nicely secure in there.
And so then the next step is we need to put these where we think the bars are going to go.
Okay.
With the flat side coming back, because that's where we're going to attach.
Okay. Okay.
So the next step is to get this metal thing into this part of the bracket. And in order to do that, you hold down on the blue button and then slide it onto there. So I'm going to do that right now. And then release the blue button, and it's in.
That makes it really easy to remove these things.
Yeah.
That's super nice.
Yeah.
So far, we're pretty impressed with the quality of this product. And then you just tighten the wing nut down to get it in there nice and tight.
This one here probably needs to come over a little bit more.
Okay. Okay, guys, so this is our old WeatherTec. So what didn't really work well for us is these little guys on the bottom, these feet.
They're big.
They're just
huge.
They were just too huge. And the other thing is this thing just didn't go up as high for our RAV4. And so it was always a struggle because these things were very loose when I extended up to the top of the range. And the other thing is, I think I told you about it, these guys, the bottom ones, were super loose and actually had to pay extra for this thing called the fence kit. I mean, it worked for us really well, better than the other barrier we had. But now this one, the Petsafe, it's super easy to adjust. These things right here, if I want to remove these bars, all I have to do is hold down this blue thing and it'll come right out. Super easy to adjust. The feet were a lot smaller.
Both on the top and the bottom.
On both the bottom and on the top here. You can space them out so that they extend the panoramic moonroof on the RAV4 Prime. It's super sturdy as far as I could tell. Super sturdy. I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of noise. And I think it's going to be much more secure than what we had. I mean, these things, I probably have to put 150 pounds, maybe 200 pounds of force to move this thing. So I don't think it's going to be a problem at all. So far, we'll do an updated review, maybe in a month or two, to see how this is working for us. What's that?
Next, we're going to do a little test drive so we can hear if it's rattling.
Okay.
And then
We'll update you after the test drive, and then we got a big trip planned to Yellowstone, so that'll be 30 hours of driving or so, and so we'll update.
Sandy standing the whole time.
Yeah, with Sandy standing right up against this thing, so we'll give an update after the Yellowstone trip. So let us take a quick drive, and we'll let you know our first thoughts. But so far, we are like super happy with this thing, and it was like
so easy.
Yeah, so pretty easy to install. Probably harder to install than the
Great directions.
Yeah, great directions. Absolutely great directions. The WeatherTec ones, it just didn't come together quite as nicely as this did. I'm a lot more confident of how this one's going to perform for us. So we'll see after the test drive. Okay, I'll see you in a sec. Hey guys, so we're back. No rattle at all. Just quiet as can be. So sturdy. So our initial impressions.
It's really nice. It was really easy to put together. The instructions were great. I can't say anything bad about it so far.
Yep.
We'll have to see how it holds up to Sandy's body weight
And
pushing it on it.
And the trip, or running into it after we stop short again. But so far, it looks looking great. So I will have a link to the product in the video's description. Right now, I think it's $64.95 on Amazon, so it's just really great product as far as what we can tell. Good quality construction and a cheap price. So
I mean, it's really good quality. It was nice metal. all of the bolts were there, all of the nuts were there, and sometimes, I mean, when you get things you have to assemble, you're missing some pieces and parts. There were no missing pieces and parts on this one.
Yep.
It's a great experience.
So we're off to Yellowstone pretty quick, so it's gonna be a long trip, and we'll see how it survives, and I'll just have an updated, just a couple of comments about the product in a month or so, and if we do have problems, I'll let you guys know. But for the most part, we're so far really satisfied, and I'm glad we ditched the WeatherTec one and I bought this one. So
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the WeatherTec one was broken, so
yeah.
it's not like we really had much choice unless we wanted to continue gluing.
It kind of sort of worked, but yeah, gluing and putting it back together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
Bye.